Welcome back. Let's say by now we've finished a rough draft of our program and now it's time for debugging. Let's figure out how many potential problems we'll end up with. So let's begin by opening up the form editor. Right-click on Parameters Control, select Edit. Before we get rolling, as I mentioned before, document your code very well. You may also want to create a help file. Let's drag a group up to our form. And let's drag a label up into the group also. Let's rename the group. I'll call it Read First. The label will show the location of the file. We'll type Manage, ilogic, Browser, Rules, and Help. Tab to register. Oh, let me fix my spelling mistake there. And let me give this F a capital letter. And let's close the editor. Now back to the Rules tab, right-click, Add Rule. Let's name this rule Help. And click OK. And I'll type in some text here. Rows and columns can be positive numbers only. And I'll just comment this line out. And let's click OK. Of course, you can also create a text document and, for example, write a rule that opens the text document. Let's go back to our form. Forms tab, Parameters Control, Collapse Read First. Let's see what happens if the user enters a negative value here. That's something that could happen if a user thinks you can create rows in the negative direction by entering a negative value. Let's click Apply. And we obviously have a problem here. Let's open the code and see how we can fix it. We're going to use the ABS function, the absolute function. And what the ABS function does is return an absolute value for the number. Let's copy and paste blue cube dimension. Control V to paste. Now space equals space. And let's go to Math Snippets. Double-click on the ABS function. Right-click and paste in between the two parentheses. The ABS function will prevent the program from malfunctioning if the user enters a negative value. You may also want to incorporate an if-else statement and then let the user know that the field can only accept positive values. Let's copy red cube dimension now. And let's paste it up here. Space equals space, double-click ABS, and within the parentheses, paste the parameter. Same thing for the distance between rows. Copy, paste, space equals space, absolute function, paste, and distance between columns now. Paste the parameter name. Lastly, the row length. Paste, space equals space, ABS function, double-click, and within the parentheses, paste. The column length as well. Right-click and paste. Space equals space, double-click ABS, and paste. Let's test our program and see how it works now. Go to the form, open it up. Let's enter a negative value. Click Apply. And close. Another way you can control user input is by using a multi-value list. Obviously, a multi-value list has some limitations, so for example, you can only use predefined values. Another option would be a slider. Let's say the minimum value will be 1, the maximum value 50, and let's say the step size will be 10. Let's click OK. And so here I have somewhat more control than with an input box. But the user can still enter a value manually here in the fields. Remember before I mentioned that when I create a step of 10 increments and I use a value other than 0, I end up with kind of awkward steps, as you see here with a value of 11. So that's something to keep in mind when you're preparing your form. Let's cancel out of the form and go back to editing. Right-click on Parameters Control, Edit. And let's change this back to a text box. Another logical problem we have here is this. I want the blue cube to be suppressed if it interferes with the pattern. Let's see what happens if I make the cube dimension 12 millimeters and the row, let's say 1 millimeter. Click Apply. The cube is suppressed, but it doesn't interfere with my pattern, so we need to change the logic behind the program a little bit. Let's change this dimension to 20 millimeters and apply. In order to do so, we need to understand how our components are controlled. The blue cube is obviously grounded here. Let's expand the cube node in the tree. We've got 3 constraints here, 2 flush and 1 mate constraint. The mate constraint has a 25 millimeter distance between the highlighted faces in the graphic area. So we need to write something like this. The length of the row is more than 25, which is the distance between cubes, plus the cube dimension. If that condition is true, then the component will be suppressed. Let's close the form. Go back to the Rules tab and open our rule. Let's scroll down and modify the if statement. First of all, this is the variable we should use. But this assignment statement appears below the if statement. So let's highlight this and drag it below the assignment statement instead. Let's select Sketch Row Length, right-click and copy. And let's paste it. More than 25, space, plus space. Let's copy red cube dimension and paste it below. We'll put it in parentheses. You don't have to, but it's easier to read this way. Now let's copy the entire statement. Select, right-click, copy, and let's paste it below. So now, if the sketch row length is more than this value, then the component will be unsuppressed. If the opposite is true, the component will be suppressed. Let's test it out. Click OK. Go to Forms, open up our form, go to the Red tab. Let's make the cube dimension 11 millimeters, and let's click Apply. Now let's change the row length to 50 millimeters. Apply again. And as we can see, it seems to be working okay. Let's return to 30 millimeters. And now let's see what happens if the hole diameter and the cube dimension interfere. Let's make the cube dimension 5 millimeters. Apply. And as you see, we now have a problem. Basically, the hole is too big. So how can we solve this problem? Let's change the dimension to 20 millimeters. And let's close the form and open our rule. I'm going to insert an if-else statement. And let's write something like this. First, we'll bring in an if-then statement. Now let's copy the parameter red cube dimension. Copy, select, right-click, and paste. So if the cube dimension is less than, and let's expand the red cube branch and double-click on hole diameter. If this condition is true, then the hole diameter, space equals space, and paste in red cube dimension divided by 2. You may also want to put a message box here for debugging purposes or for interacting with the user. Let's copy hole diameter and let's paste it in the message box. Space equals space, and double-click the hole diameter. Let's change the title. Paste here, and paste again. Let's click OK to test our program. Open up the form, go to the Red tab. Let's make the cube dimension 5 mm. Let's click Apply. Here's our message box. Click OK. And let's close the form. We're going to go make